Hey everyone, today I got to spend the day at Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, and I wanted to show you all what I saw. Now, my channel is mainly a Black Series channel, so I will be showing you everything Black Series that I saw at Disneyland, but I will also be focusing on a lot of the other merch that is available at the park. But I also kind of want to show you what it feels like to be at the park, since I did a poll on my Instagram and about half of you haven't had the chance to get to Galaxy's Edge yet, so hopefully this video makes you feel like you are there, and let's jump right in. But before we head straight to Galaxy's Edge, there is an area of Tomorrowland, which is sort of the retro future area of the park. It is home to the Star Tours ride, which was the sort of Star Wars ride before Galaxy's Edge opened, and the home place of DJ Rex, the droid that we've seen in the Black Series. They have a store called the Star Trader, and inside is a ton of Star Wars stuff that you may not have noticed otherwise because it is not part of Galaxy's Edge. Right when you enter, you see a ton of stock of the 6-pack of the Retro Collection with the original 6 figures from Kenner. These were all over the place at the park, and they also have a lot of new merch that focuses kind of on those original 6, such as these water bottles and these hats. They also had some t-shirts and sweatshirts with that same graphic on them. Over here we have sort of like a cheaper version of the Savi's Workshop where you can build your own lightsaber. Here there are just a bunch of cheap plastic parts and there is no weight. Then they've got these kind of Disney Store little multi-packs here. I was kind of impressed with some of these, especially for the price. They were $30 each. Then we've got BB Proud and some other Pride items. And then they have the Funko Pop Obi-Wan in his Jabeam look, as well as this multi-pack of small figures for $29.99 of the Kenobi series. I thought these were pretty cool. Some Book of Boba Fett costumes for kids. Some more just kind of random merch everywhere. Then they had these little ships that are based on the concept art, which I thought was pretty cool. I hadn't seen those before. And then over on this side, we've got some more concept art style figures. I really hope we get the C-3PO R2-D2 in that style for the Black Series. And then the Diamond Select Chewbacca, which is 7-inch scale, a little larger than Black Series. It's closer to NECA figures. Some Mission Fleet, and then some TVC Queels, just a whole bunch of pegs full of those. And then some more Troopers in these multi-packs. There are enamel pins everywhere at Disneyland, and these are articulated. They have some moving arms and legs that look like the vintage figures, as well as a whole Halloween series based on some droids that we also have in figure form. Over here, we've got some larger scale figures, kind of more geared towards kids. I think they talk and make some noises. Pretty cool looking actually for the price point. And then over on this wall we have some lightsabers with the hilts in case you don't want to buy one of the ones from Doc Ondar's den, which we will see later. Some more Mission Fleet, some Black Series. These were the only Black Series figures that I really saw. A lot of these stock throughout the park at different stores. They did have the multi-packs for the Black Series, the new ones, including the Creature Pack, which has not gone back up for pre-order on Shop Disney, but these were everywhere in the park. I saw a few hundred of these, so hopefully they will come back in stock soon. And then you guys know this little droid multi-pack with the K2 droid, the pit droid, battle droid, etc. Moving over this way, we've got some plushes. These are similar to the ones that we see in the Galaxy's Edge park, which we'll see in a little bit. Over behind the counter, we have some Black Series helmets, and then some phone cases. And then over on this wall here, we have some backpacks with the Ralph McQuarrie Funko Pop style art. But I think you guys are ready to head over to Galaxy's Edge. You walk through this Frontierland here, and then the landscape slowly shifts from the red rocks to this kind of more Star Wars-y looking atmosphere with these light fixtures on the wall, and you're immediately transported to Batuu, which is the name of the planet. The park is quite large. I think it is one of the larger parks in Disneyland. Right when I walked in, I saw R2-D2 admiring some of these droids here, which are available in TVC scale inside the Droid Depot, which we'll see in a little bit. It is really impressive how they have covered almost every inch of this place with details. There's just crates everywhere to look at, lots of just random greebles on the wall. You can see even the water bottles and the Coke bottles are special just to this park. This is a little land speeder repair area. There is usually a character that hangs around here kind of working on stuff, but I didn't see her today. But look at that little workbench in the back. There is just so many details everywhere. This would have been such a dream project to work on. I would have loved kind of helping flesh out these areas and building the sets. This area here is a little marketplace, and there are a ton of small vendors, just sort of meant to look like actual shops within the Star Wars universe. Over here we have the cafeteria. We've got a pod racer engine cooking up some roasts there. And then you can see all of these little canopies here house these little shops that each have their own little theme. Over here we've got some clothing, some water bottles, some pins, nothing too exciting in this one. I did like this little mini diorama that they have of the Millennium Falcon, which is in the Black Spire Outpost, which is the name of this little area of the planet Batuu. Over here we've got some pins. I don't really collect pins too often, but I know that Disney and pins go hand in hand, and there are a lot of pin collectors. This is a little USB storage drive. Then they have this keychain, which is an Aurebesh translator, so you can kind of walk around the park and translate a lot of the symbols that you see there. I thought this patch was really nice looking too. I was just craning my neck all day, appreciating all of the details up above. I took a lot of reference photos the first time I came here, just when I'm looking for random greebles to include in my dioramas, you know, or just these crates, just something to start from that technically is part of the Star Wars universe. This is the Toydarian Toymaker area. These are supposed to look like handmade little items here, lots of little plushies, and some kind of wood and metal carved items as well that we'll see in a little bit. I haven't ever bought anything here. I think it's really cute. There's the creature pack up there again. Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff is really cute, but I don't really have much of a place for it. You can see this Millennium Falcon looks very handmade. I appreciate the commitment to a particular theme. I just didn't really feel like any of these needed to come home with me. Galaxy's Edge was definitely part of Disney's big project for Star Wars, including the sequels and Disney Plus and all of that. So there is a very heavy sequels focus on a lot of not only the merch but the themes around the park here. I'm sure we all would have liked to see more of an original trilogy focus for the theme park, but this is what we have for now. It is cool to see that they have added Boba Fett and Fennec Shan to the park as characters that walk around that you can interact with. So hopefully we'll see kind of more Disney Plus themed stuff. It'd be cool to see the Mandalorian walking around and that sort of thing, rather than such a heavy focus on the sequels. But hey, we have an entire Star Wars themed theme park, so I'm not going to complain about that. This area is dedicated to creatures, lots more plushies here, some kind of electronic things. This Rathtar would look really good in a TVC diorama. We've got some Lothcats, some Tauntauns, little puffer pig here, and then this little Salacious Crumb that I think moves its head around if you pull on this little cord that is attached to it. Again, I cannot take my eyes off of the ceiling and everything that is kind of stored a little bit higher up just to kind of flesh out this place. You don't get to see this stuff in as many videos on YouTube, so I wanted to really kind of focus on that a bit today. When I'm designing my dioramas, 99% of the time, I am just freeze framing parts of the TV shows and the movies, so it's nice to actually be in a 3D space and get to just kind of take footage and reference photos of the stuff exactly as I need it. This cast member here just used the term bright suns, which is sort of the Galaxy's Edge phrase for, you know, good morning or have a nice day. I really love this little junk shop area here. They have a bunch of wood carvings that kind of look like someone just made them within the world, and that R2 barbecue grill is just so cool looking. That really, I don't think I've seen that before, and that made me happy when I saw it. And there's just a bunch of little tools and stuff, you know, scattered all throughout here. But I really think that it's all of these little vignettes that really make up Galaxy's Edge and make it kind of memorable. These are the water fountains here, these giant tanks, and again, just like all of this crazy detail up here that is, you know, mostly just like empty facades, but just still very cool to see and gives you a real sense of being in a different place. This is one of the entrances to the marketplace, absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favorite little areas of Galaxy's Edge. Moving over this way towards the Rise of the Resistance ride, we have these shipping containers that have some extra merch here. A lot of this is Resistance themed, since that's kind of the theme of the ride. We've got some magnets over here. That one might make a good ashtray. We've got an A-Wing fighter. This could look kind of cool with your Micro Galaxy stuff. It's a little bit big, though, for it. Some Resistance helmets up here, and some more pins and patches. Some more keychains. This I thought was kind of cool because it is in a phone case, but I thought those greebles would work great for little diorama building if you could buy that and then just stick those to a couple buildings that you might make out of foam or whatever. They're really pushing those moisture vaporizer fans hard. These were all die-cast vehicles. Decent scale. You know, they really want you to go home with the Millennium Falcon one way or another. And then they have these X-Wing helmets that look similar to the Black Series one, but are much cheaper. Some Poe Dameron helmets, I think. Then we've got a Resistance X-Wing over here with a little steam coming off the engine there. And this is adjacent to an A-Wing fighter, which is right over here. I thought these looked really cool. I wish there were some more kind of giant props like this within the space. I feel like these kind of stand out a little bit. Again, how cool if these were original trilogy themed instead of sequel trilogy themed. There we've got Rey and Chewbacca walking around the park. They were stopping to take pictures with some people. Back over here by the turbine that is cooking the food, we have 8D8 powering this. This was kind of cool to see. There are a lot of original characters over in the Galaxy's Edge area, so it's cool when they can pull in some legacy characters like him. This is the entrance to Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities, which is where you can buy lightsabers and a lot of other really cool stuff. This has probably the coolest interior of all of Galaxy's Edge. We'll take a look at the ceiling in a little bit, which will blow your mind if you have not seen it. We've got Luke Skywalker's little star compass here, some random statues, a Maz Kanata figure. I don't really know who's buying these like giant statues, especially of like Maz Kanata and Snoke, which we'll see in a bit. More USB drives, some busts here with some faux gold. I thought this statue was really nice looking. Some mugs, some patches. These Yoda busts are pretty cool. I could see people having that on their desk at work. And now look at the ceiling here. This, you could spend like an hour in here. The walls are just covered in memorabilia. You know, not official film props, but just so much to look at. And then they have this animatronic Ithorian that is kind of running the place. He is Doc Ondar, who the shop is named after. But everything on this wall here is pulled from a film or a TV show or something, even all these creatures on the wall. If you look this up on YouTube, just Doc Ondar, you can see some really detailed explorations of this space where they really focus on all the different props on the wall. But let's take a look at some more of the merch here. I thought this little Dark Soulsy Darth Vader helmet was pretty cool looking. We've got some more Sith busts here that look like they were almost made out of the lava on Mustafar. Then we have a Supreme Leader Snoke statue. And then I believe these are the statues that are in Palpatine's office, but you can buy these as figures that have light effects. And over here we have the current selection of lightsabers. Every once in a while they will retire a certain lightsaber from here and the price will just absolutely skyrocket on eBay and aftermarket. I think the Asajj Ventress sabers right now are going for like $900+ on eBay. So if you take a trip to Disney, maybe pick up a couple sabers, stuff them in a closet, and in a couple years you can pay for your trip by selling them. There are a lot of like really niche references in some of the items here. This is a $200 Darth Vader's castle statue. But yeah, I don't really know like what the market is for these. I don't really know anyone that would be buying like a $200 Snoke gold statue. I thought this was really cool. It is the medal from the client in The Mandalorian. And then we have the Rebel equivalent on the other side with the Yavin Ceremony medal. I thought that was a pretty cool addition. They look quite nice. I think they were $50 each. And then we have some Ahsoka themed cosplay items here, like Ahsoka's poncho and her outfit, as well as the belt, little shoulder bag here. I didn't buy much today, but I was pretty tempted by these metal Star Wars currency. So we've got some Republic credits and some calamari flan, some Mandalorian coins, as well as some New Republic credits like the ones we see in Boba Fett's helmet in Book of Boba Fett. These were all metal and they were quite heavy and they seemed really cool. Little Sarlacc you can take home here. But now the highlight of Galaxy's Edge is of course the life-size Millennium Falcon that is right smack in the middle of the park. Since the film was mostly done with miniatures and just smaller set pieces, even people who have worked on the Star Wars films, when they come here, their breath is taken away because they actually get to see the full thing in person, which you really don't get to see if you're working on a film. but they really spared no expense on the details here. I feel like I can see Han Solo and Chewbacca running down that ramp at any point. Every little inch of this is covered with greebles and details. Here's a little bit of a close-up. There is a mini Millennium Falcon hidden within the greebles on the Millennium Falcon. If you don't know, by the way, greebles are all of the little kind of techie looking gizmos and gadgets that are stuck on the walls here just to make everything look very Star Wars-y. Over here we have Kylo Ren's shuttle next to a First Order themed little shop. In here we have some costumes, some t-shirts, this little die-cast First Order TIE fighter. This little kid's costume is very cute, little First Order trooper. And then they have a life-size First Order suit that I think is in the several thousands of dollars. I don't remember exactly what the price was. I didn't see that there. And then we've got the First Order Black Series pack, which we've seen before. You can get this on shopdisney.com currently. Some more pins and t-shirts. This is also one of my favorite vignettes in Galaxy's Edge, just these little winding stairs here. Some First Order troopers were hanging out, kind of entertaining some of the people in line for the Millennium Falcon ride. I wasn't able to film inside the Millennium Falcon today, but it has a really nice interior that, you know, has the Deseret table and couch, and that's pretty special to go into. So even if you don't want to ride the ride, I recommend going in just to see the interior of the Falcon because it's really gorgeous. A lot of people really geek out over the trash cans at Disneyland, so I wanted to get a shot of the Star Wars-y trash cans that are here. I've even seen people 3D print their versions of those to put in some dioramas. Another little vignette here. I don't know what that orange splatter is on the wall, but I'm sure there's a story behind that. This is the area where you would come if you were building a custom saber, and they have this little speeder bike that you can come take photos on. I love that little turbine planter there on the right. And then this is the droid depot here where you can build your own little droids to take home. But the cool part of this is the ceiling. Yet again, you know, I'm obsessed with these ceilings here. You've got all of these astromech parts being dragged around on a conveyor, and some droids in the cabinets here, beeping and booping and making noise and flashing lights. And these are some of the ones that you can make. That Babu Frick is pretty cool looking. You can buy some prefab R2-D2s and C-3POs, as well as battle droids. There's that Black Series droid pack again. Some more t-shirts. And over here in the cabinet, we've got a K2 droid and some pit droids. And if you'll notice, these are the same paint jobs that are included in the Black Series droid depot pack. So if you were wondering where those paint jobs came from, now you know. Moving back to the little droid conveyor belt here. Check out all of the droids that they have along the wall here. These are all life-size, and these are all representative of different color schemes that you can build in the droid depot here for your own little droid. Some more droids behind the counter here. And then you can buy the little droids that we saw outside at the beginning of the video in TVC scale. And then they have these little metal model kits of a lot of the droids. I've never tried building one of those, but it looks pretty cool. Now this is probably one of the most immersive areas of Galaxy's Edge. This is the docking bay, which is the cafeteria basically. You can order your food through the mobile app. It took about 20 minutes for us to get our food. Little X-Wing wing there as a table. They have some sound effects being played throughout the space to really make you feel like you are in an active docking bay. And I just thought all these little shipping containers with the little booths and benches were pretty cool. There was just a lot to see here, and I never got bored during my entire meal of just like looking up at the ceiling. Here is a preview of some of the delicious food that you can buy at the docking bay, fresh caught this morning. From the exterior of the building, you can see a ship dropping in a shipping container, and once you come inside, you see that shipping container here. Here's a look at some of the food that we got. This is a cold brew with cream cheese, foam, and Cocoa Puffs on top. That was actually incredible. I took some footage of these moisture vaporizers just to have as reference for dioramas later. And before you go, head to Downtown Disney and cut into the World of Disney store. They have a little bit of a Star Wars section here, some die-cut magnets, and they also have a little wall in the back with some TVC and some Black Series. I was able to find like the 501st Archive Trooper here when that first came out. Right now there's not too much of a selection. They do have the new B2 Emo droid from Ondar. This Grogu that comes in this little figurine set actually looks just like the Black Series one, but actually has a much better paint job, so I thought that was pretty interesting. And then right towards the exit, we see Rey's speeder, and right behind it is the Star Wars Trading Post. So this was, I believe, a Rainforest Cafe that during the pandemic they turned into a Galaxy's Edge merch station, and they have kind of kept this going even as things have opened up. You don't actually need a Disneyland ticket to access this area of the park. You just have to pay $10 to park in the downtown Disney area. So if you find yourself near Anaheim, make sure you make a stop here. This wall features some Droid Depot stuff as well as the B2 Emo Droid. I really love that they have this little training remote here, just really beautiful looking. And then you can also buy the Legacy Lightsabers now right here in the case. You don't actually need a ticket to the park. I don't think they have the Cal Kestis one here, so sometimes they have exclusive ones that you need to be in Disneyland for, but those usually end up showing up here eventually. The ceiling is all kind of Resistance-based themed. They've got some music playing through the speakers here. Some more Black Series helmets here. A bunch of Fennec Shan figures popped up here when that first released, so every once in a while you can get lucky with some Black Series. Here is the only Black Series selection that they have currently. Some Fennec Shan pops here. Some more patches and pins. A few weeks ago I did see that they had a lot of the Black Series Creature Pack in stock here, so you really never know what you're going to find. Little Grogu pram here. And as you exit, you see this Disney Plus advertisement here with this hand-painted effect Bad Batch artwork. Anyway, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me to Disneyland. Please leave a like and subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you all next time.